In your career, chances are you're going to work with at least one bad boss or manager. In this video, we'll share 8 ways to handle them coming up next. Hi everyone. While we all hope to work with the best managers possible, unfortunately, that's not always the case. Maybe your boss has anger management problems, or they're too touchy, or they're a micromanager, or they're just not great at their job. Whatever's the case, there are strategies for managing bad bosses, even early on in your career as a student or recent grad. To explain, the Jobpostings.ca team put together this list of 8 bad manager scenarios and how to deal with them. First off, there might be times when your boss is getting on your nerves, but they aren't necessarily bad people. In this case, ask yourself if you're being too hard on him or her. Also, ask around to see if the manager is dealing with some negative issues at home that might be affecting his or her personality at work. If either case is true, then it's best to just suck it up for a week or two until your boss's behavior goes back to normal. Another thing to keep in mind is that managers don't always have the right answers. Remember, just like you, they're human. They're working off the information they have and the level of training they've been given. So in this case, don't get too worked up if a problem you need help with is beyond your manager's ability to look after. See if you can get support from your colleagues or an alternate manager instead. Next, a common annoying boss scenario is when you're dealing with a micromanager, someone who obsessively tries to monitor and control your every move at work. When dealing with this kind of manager, the best approach is to try and work ahead of them. Learn how they work, what their priorities are, and how they like things done, and then try to match all of those work preferences. Once you get to a level where you get things done before the manager even asks, that's when they'll get off your case. Next up, sometimes your boss's bad behavior is out of your control. In these situations, the best thing to do is ignore it and focus on your work. But if this bad behavior doesn't resolve itself in the short term, look into reporting it to the HR department. But if this is a smaller company, start making plans to move jobs. Another similar scenario is when a boss seems to have no boundaries when it comes to offensive language, jokes, and physical contact. These scenarios are tricky and managing them is unique workplace to workplace. But if you're not comfortable confronting your boss and explaining the boundaries you are and aren't comfortable with, then consider doing so alongside the support of other coworkers who might also have similar concerns. And if all else fails, look into bringing up the matter with the company's human resource department or a union representative. Another scenario is when your boss gets triggered at random times. In this case, try to figure out what's motivating your boss's bad behavior. Is the manager overly strict because his manager is putting crazy pressure on him? If so, then by helping him impress his boss, chances are he'll ease up on you. Or if your boss has anger management problems, figure out what's triggering her meltdowns and be extra careful to avoid those. Next, if your boss is just really bad at his job, then sometimes you just have to take leadership into your own hands. For example, if you know the job well enough, then there's no reason why you can't take the initiative, make the tough calls, and bring in the results. Your coworkers will notice and follow your lead. And who knows, if you do well enough, you might even get your boss's job. And finally, the best way to avoid a bad boss is at the interview stage. When interviewing with a new company, do your research on sites like rankmyinternship.ca and Glassdoor. Check if the managers you're applying to work with have reasonably good reviews. And at the end of the interview, ask a few questions about the office culture and the manager you'll be assigned to. Structure these questions in a way that sounds like you want to learn how to fit in with your future manager, but get the info you need to decide whether you'd even want to. Thanks so much for watching this Jobpostings.ca Job Hunt video. Be sure to leave a comment below to tell us what you thought about today's career tips. Maybe you have a couple of your own that you'd like to share. And if you have any questions about this video or have requests for future job tip videos, please let us know. We'll do our best to answer everybody. In the meantime, if you like this video, please click the like button or share it with your friends. And don't forget to click the subscribe button just down below.